Hi, Mike. Great to see you again today and catch up with how your golf and your studies are going. Just to recap on the session that we did, obviously we worked a lot on your driver and trying to eliminate the weak one that sort of leaks out to the right, in particular when the wind's off your left. You're finding it difficult to hit a shot that's going to hold up against that wind. You're always fighting the shot that's going to balloon and cut off to the right. If we take a little look at the top left footage, we can see the setup position's improved. I think you can maybe calm the hand position down now. You're just getting those hands a little bit too far in front of the clubhouse, the club head, which can tend to open the club face just a little bit too much. So we can just back that off a little bit, like you see here with Grant Waite on the right hand side. As long as the handle of the club is just slightly in front of the leading edge of the club, then that's just fine. So we can soften that up a little bit. One of the issues I've got with you at the minute, Mike, is that your hips don't move forward for long enough in the downswing. You can see the hips tend to clear very quickly. You don't really continue to move forward. That results in this sort of funny move that you make with your left leg and left foot as you come through the ball, where the left foot is sort of spinning out of the way and the left knee bracing very quickly. What that means is that as we're coming through impact, because the hips are clearing too quick, the club is going to be pulled to the left of impact. You can see the path of your club goes quickly left just after impact. So the minute the hips stop moving forward, the club is going to work to the left. Whenever the club path works to the left, we're going to impart left to right spin on that golf ball. A little bit like the analogy we use of kicking a football. If we swung the leg to the left, we'd expect to see the ball either go straight left, which would help us on a golf course, or curve to the right. So it's the path of the golf club that's going to impart the spin on the golf ball. The ball is going to start off in the general direction at which the club is pointing, and then the path of the club is going to dictate the curve that's placed on the golf ball. So the minute the hips stop moving forward, the club is pulled to the left. So it doesn't really matter how hard you try to keep it on the inside. You can see there that the club is clearly coming from the inside, but unfortunately at this point in the swing, I'll just take you back from face on, the hips are moving forward at this point. However, from here on in, the hips just clear. So what we get is a player who at this position in his golf swing, the hips have been moving forward, the club's coming from the inside, suddenly the hips stop moving forward, and that club that was once coming from the inside now cuts across the ball to the left. So what we're looking to try and achieve here, Mike, is a position where the hips are going to continue to move forward for longer during the downswing. You can see here with Grant Waite. Good backswing position, similar to yourself. However, from here on in, it keeps the club moving, or it keeps the hips moving forward for longer. So I'm just going to play him through a few times from the top. Slow motion, forward whilst rotating. So we're not saying that you don't clear your hips, but as your hips are clearing, they need to be continuing to move forward. Hips clear whilst moving forward. It's a lateral rotation, it's a slide and a turn, both happening at the same time. Sign that you're doing that, if we pause him at the top of his finish there, we can see that the hips are out in front of the chest. The bum is sort of tucked beneath him, if you will, as opposed to what we see with yourself. We see the hips clearing, the body coming forward, and you can see here now we get this sort of body shape in the follow through, but the hips are back of the shoulders as opposed to being out in front of the shoulders, a sign that whilst extending you've also been driving forward. And the drill we gave you to work on that, and the way we want you to feel that, is to just work on moving the hips forward during your practice swings. We gave you the rehearsal here of just trying to push the ball forward. You can see if you were trying to push it forward, the hips continue to move forward. So as well as sliding, or as well as turning, they're sliding as well. So we're trying to get a situation where the hips move forward whilst clearing. The hips move forward whilst clearing. You can see when you do that, the club stays out in front of you for longer, so you're going to come from the in to out, which which is going to get the ball rolling, as opposed to what we see on the bottom left footage earlier on, which is you coming across it very quickly. So it doesn't really matter what you do in the backswing and what you do in the transition and the downswing. If you suddenly stop those hips moving forward in the downswing, the club is going to work to the left and impart left to right spin on the ball. So nice and simple, Mike. I'm going to get Grant Waite here on the main screen for you, put a line up the middle of his body, and what we're going to try and do is, during your golf swing, nice and simple, and put a line there for you. Once the setup's complete, we make a nice practice swing, nice backswing, stay centred, move forward. You've got to continuously move forward in the downswing. So there's Grant Waite doing that. And then we also used Darren Clarke as an example. And again, if we put that centre line on there for you, and we look at the hip position at setup, and just watching. I'm going to play this through a few times for you, just for your own benefit, so you can get a good visual of this on the swing. Moving forward. Look at the left hip. Look how much the left hip moves forward during the downswing. Always moving forward during the downswing. Key move for you, Mike. If you can get this working into your swing, you're going to see your ability to hit that draw shot improve dramatically. One thing I did mention to you during your lesson as well, we need to look at the spec of that driver. We need to get something that's a little bit lower maintenance and a little bit less anti-hook, if you will. The driver that you've got at the moment is perfect for someone who turns it right to left too much. Unfortunately, you're not that man, so we need something with a little bit of a softer tip while still having a shaft that's firm enough to support your club head speed. Like I say, great to see you again. Keep up the good work, and I'll speak to you again in the coming months.